Hare Krishna. We'll sing one song. Hare Krishna. कबे हबे बोलो से दीनाम कबे हबे बोलो से दीनाम अपराध घोची शुद्ध नामे रुचि कृपा बोले हबे हृदये संचार हबे हृदये संचार अमर अपराध घोची शुद्ध नामे रुचि कृपा बोले हबे हृदये संचार अमर अपराध कृपा बोले हबे हृदये संचार कभी हबे बोलो से दीनामर कभी हबे तृणाधिकहीन कबे निजे मानी सहिष्णुता गुण हृदये ते आनी तृणाधिकहीन सकले मानद आपनी अमानी होये आस्वादिबो नाम रस सारा सकले कबे हबे बोलो से दीनामर कबे हबे बोलो से दीनामर धन जन आर कविता सुंदरी बोलिबो न चाही देह सुखकारी धन जन्मे जन्मे दाओ ओहे गौर हरि आहे तू की भक्ति चरणे तो महारा जन्मे कबे हबे बोलो से दीनामर कबे हबे बोलो से दीनामर करिते श्री कृष्ण नाम उच्चारण पुलकित देहो गदगद बचन करिते वैवर्ण्य बेपाथो हबे संगठन निरंतर नेत्रे बबे अश्रुधारा वैवर्ण्य बेपा कबे हबे बोलो से दीनामर कबे हबे बोलो कबे नवद्वीपे सुरधुनि ताटे गौर नित्यानंद बोली निष्कपटे कबे नव नाचिया गाइया बेड़ाइब छूटे बातुलेर प्राय छाड़िया विचार नाचिया गाई कबे हबे बोलो से दीन हमार कबे हबे बोलो कबे नित्यानंद मोरे कोरी दया छड़ाइबे मोर विषयेर माया कबे नित्यानंद दिया मोरे निजा चरणेर छाया ना मेरा हाटेते दिव्य अधिकार दिया मोरे निजा कबे हबे बोलो से दीन हमार कबे हबे बोलो से दीन हमार किनी बोलो टीबो हरि नाम रस नाम रसे माती होइबो विभाषा किनी बोलो रसेरा रसिका चरण परश करिया मजिबो रसे अनिवार रसेरा रसिका करिया मजिबो रसे अनिवार कबे हबे बोलो से दीन हमार कबे हबे बोलो सुदीना रुधाया कबे जीव भक्ति विनोद करिया विनय श्री अज्ञाटहल करिबे प्रचार भक्ति विनोद प्रचार कबे हबे बोलो से दीन हमार कबे हबे बोलो नमः अपराध घोचे शुद्ध नामे रोचे कृपा बोले हबे हृदये संचार अपराध चार कबे हबे बोलो से दीन हमार कबे हबे बोलो हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna. Khabbe habbe bala se dina mar habbe bala se dina mar khabbe habbe bala se dina mar habbe bala se dina mar. The meaning of the song is, when, oh when will that day be mine? When will you give me your blessings? Erase all my offenses and give my heart a taste, ruchi, for chanting the holy name in purity. When will I taste the essence of the holy name, feeling myself to be lower than the grass, my heart filled with tolerance? When will I give respect to all others and be free from desire for respect from them? When will I cry out that I have no longer any desire for wealth and followers, poetry and beautiful women, all of which are meant just for bodily pleasure? O Gaur Hari, give me causeless devotional service, bhakti, to your lotus feet, birth after birth. When will my body be covered with goosebumps and my voice broken with emotion as I pronounce Krishna's name? When will my body change color and my eyes flow with endless tears as I chant? When will I give up all thought of the world and society to run like a madman along the banks of the Ganges in Navadvip, singing and dancing and sincerely calling out the names of Gaura and Nityananda? When will Nityanand Prabhu be merciful to me and deliver me from the enchantment, Maya, of the sense objects? When will he give me the shade of his lotus feet and the right to enter the marketplace, Namahatta, of the holy name? When will I buy, borrow, or steal the ecstasies of the holy name? When will I lose myself in the intoxication of the holy name? When will I immerse myself in the nectar of the holy name after grasping the feet of a saint who constantly relishes the flavors, rasa of devotion? When will I feel compassion for all living beings, jivas? When will I forget my own pleasure in genuine humility? And when will I, Bhakti Vinod, meekly go from door to door, preaching your message of love? Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Prabhu, I need CC from the room. ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् विष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to our morning discussion on the topic of the secret necklace. This necklace is nothing but the third verse of Sri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. Trunadapi shunichena tarorapi sahishnana amanina manadena kirtaniyaha sada harihi. So this is very important verse because this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said is the necklace every Vaishnava should wear around his neck to be able to chant 24 hours a day. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has explained the meaning of this verse as well as all the 8 verses of Sri Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, and that is the very chapter, last chapter of whole of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, that is Antya Leela, 20th chapter, which is named the Shikshashtak prayers. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is revealing the meaning of the different verses, of which we'll focus only on the third verse today. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains the second verse that Lord has invested all his potencies in each individual holy name. But he says, I am so unfortunate that I have no attachment for chanting your holy names. ये रूपे लैलनाम प्रेम उपजय ताहार लक्षण शून स्वरूप राम राय. This is in the association of Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramanand Rai. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, O Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramanand Rai, hear from me the symptoms of how one should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to awaken very easily one's dormant love for Krishna. And then he quotes, Pranadapi Shunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniyaha Sada Harihi. So he says, one who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, but is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. So 4 things are the prerequisites, according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for always chanting Hare Krishna. How many of you want to always chant Hare Krishna? Hare Bo. So I think statement, first is I think we should give up college and jobs. No, that Mahaprabhu does not tell that. So don't worry. So you can continue. So first is humility. Oh, who knows the definition of humility? As per Srila Prabhupada. Yes. Appreciation of others. Any other? When he says in the 13th chapter, Amanitvam, Adambitvam. So in that Amanitvam, Prabhupada says humility. So humility means not to be anxious to have derived satisfaction of being praised by others. 1 minute. So generally we are always looking for others praising us and honoring us. Wherever we are honored, that's where we would like to go. I think that's why I have come to your voice, because we get honored. And wherever we are not honored, we don't want to go there. Whosoever honors us, we consider him to be our friend. Whosoever dishonors us, we consider that person to be our enemy. We want to glorify our friends and help them, and we want to destroy our enemies. So this kind of mentality every conditioned soul has. So Prabhupada says the definition of humility means not to being anxious to have derived satisfaction of being honored by others. So whenever others honor us, we feel a sense of satisfaction. It's like a nice, smooth massage on our false ego. False ego likes. Mm. Just like in the childhood, look, baby, you must have seen the mother's arm. So he's not feeling sleepy. So mother kind of, what do you call, gently taps him, and then he feels nice. He will say that when mother is like, you have seen? How many of you seen? Yeah, so it's on the body. He feels nice, that kind of patting or whatever. So like that, we feel nice on our false ego when somebody honors us, and there is a great satisfaction in that. As I said, we always look forward to those places and people who honor us. And how, if somebody tells you the name of your enemy, immediately whole disturbance comes inside. It's not a smooth, soothing feeling. So he says not to be anxious, to have derived satisfaction. So anxiety is there uh, for deriving this kind of satisfaction. People look forward. Basically, in essence, we all love. We expect love. We are looking for love. If you see that Apple forward by George Harrison in the book Krishna, The Personality of Godhead, everybody is looking for Krishna. Some know and some don't. Basically, everybody is looking for love, and Krishna is a reservoir of entire love. Is a reservoir of pleasure, as we discussed yesterday. Ram. So we don't get that love, and we are seeking that love. That too in a mundane, materialistic world where everybody has materialistic mentality. It is not possible to get such love through mundane relationships. You can see the whole of world, the news all over the world. We don't find that kind of continuous, non-stop, causeless, or what do you call, without any material motive. The love doesn't go on. Always there is some tent of selfish desire. Just like mother also gives love, but only to her child only. Why not other children? They are also innocent. They are also simple. They are in fact sometimes smaller than her son also. Her sons also. But because this is my son, they call also outside some advertisers, my son, like that. Hmm. So that is not good. So that is a limited understanding. He says, Ayam nijaha paro veti ganana laguchetasam udara charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. So Ayam nijaha, this person is mine, my son, my wife, my daughter, and all that. Parahaveti, and he is somebody else's. Mm, Para. I am Nija Paravetti, Ganana Laghu Chetasam. This kind of calculation, Ganana, is of those by those who are Laghu Chetasam, whose consciousness is very small. Mm, Avrutta Sankuchit, Mukulit, Vikasit, Purna Vikasit. Contract covered, contracted, then budding, blossoming, and fully blossomed. These are the five levels of consciousness. So the trees have avrutta consciousness. That consciousness is so covered, almost appears like dead only, inanimate. Though they are animate, they are living, but the consciousness is so much covered, more or less it feels like they are dead. Then sankuchit, that is contracted in animals. Their consciousness is also not so well developed, but as one is a human being, then he is having this consciousness, mukulit, that is budding stage, bud stage. The kali, before the flower blossoms fully, in the initial stages it is kali, which is covered with some green kind of covering, and as sepals, and slowly it starts breaking, kind of opening, and then we can see inside some petals that too also closely packed like this, and then slowly this comes opens up, and this starts blossoming. So when one takes to devotional service, it is blossoming consciousness, mm, vikasit. And then when one becomes pure devotee of the Lord, that is purna vikasit, fully blossomed consciousness. So those who have lagu chetasam, whose consciousness is what you can say narrow, those who are narrow minded or whatever, those who are not broad minded, they're small minded. So ganana lagu chetasam, udara charita nam tu. But those who are broad minded, udara charita, For them, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudha eva Kutumbakam. The whole of earth means all the earthly beings, not just human beings, all other living entities also. So they are all living on Vasudha, on this earth. They are my Kutumba. They are my family members. So that kind of very fully blossomed consciousness. Same thing Krishna says in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. 34th verse says tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. That in order to gain this knowledge, you approach a self-realized spiritual master, and he can impart knowledge because he has seen the truth. So what is the truth? He tells in the next verse, 35th verse of the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in which Krishna says, you can repeat after me. Yagyatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava येन भूतानि अशेषाणि द्रक्ष्यसि आत्मनि अथो मयि. Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, if you have received knowledge from Guru, what is the symptom? He's saying, you will never fall again into such illusion. You will never fall again into such illusion, for by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme. All are Krishna's parts and parcels. I am Krishna's part and parcel. So otherwise, likewise, other living entities are also Krishna's parts and parcels. Or in other words, that they are mine. They are Krishna's sons, children, like that. Just like with our own brother, sister, we are so nice in our relationship because we understand they are born from my mother and father only. Same, all of us have same mother and father. So same understanding will be there if we have realized this. So Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So humility means not to derive, not to be anxious to have derived satisfaction of being honored by others. So that anxiety is not there with a devotee because the false ego is not there only. There is only true ego. Lord Kapila says in the teachings to Mother Devavati, Jarayati Ashu Ya Kosham Nigarnam Analo Yatha. Jarayati. Jarayati means it becomes very old, invalid, weak, or almost dissolves. What? Ashu, very quickly. Ya Kosham, this covering of subtle body. As one practices pure devotional service, subtle body dissolves. The mind, intelligence, and false ego, they dissolve. So you don't go by likes and dislikes. So much a conditioned soul, his whole life is, you can see outside, like even Facebook and many other things. Don't go, but directly also people say, no, oh, I like this, I dislike that. Okay, very so much they speak in their speech, so much is there, I like that, that is very, oh, that dhaba, I like that very much, and in that pani puri and this and that, so much going by their likings, and so much on the other side going by dislike. Oh, I don't like that professor, and the way he teaches, I never like that. You can see so much they talk like that because mental platform is too high. If at all they go beyond physical platform, the mental platform, same thing with brahmacharis also will happen. Because for them physical platform, what? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Mating not allowed, defending not allowed. Brahmacharis cannot fight, brahmacharis cannot go for sex life. So only two things remain for them: eating and sleeping, which they will reach perfection. Just like Dhritarashtra was blind, so all his powers were in his ears. Just by hearing the sound of the sandals or chappals, he would understand who the person is in front of him. Just he walks in, he understand. Oh, Vidur, how did you come here? His eyes are blind, but power in the ears is very high. Because like that. So similarly for brahmachari, poor fellow, two options are removed. So 50% life, which will expand into 100% by perfecting in eating and sleeping. So, so he has to be extremely careful. I also, so to say, externally brahmachari only. Otherwise, we are gopi bhardur padakamaryor, dasa na dasams. Naham mipro, nacha narapati, napi vaishyo na shudro, naham varni, nacha grahapati, na vanastho yatirva. So we are not brahmacharis, but still, externally we are. So on mental platform, and then beyond that, intellectual platform. So in that, people will discriminate based on material intelligence only. This is good for me. Yes, IIT JEE, I should slog like a donkey and get in something IIT, NIT, and like that. I hope you don't feel offended. If you understand you are not IITian, you are Krishna Das, you will not be offended. जीव कृष्ण दास यही विश्वास कर ले तो आर दुख नाई. So if you think I am IITian and Prabhu again and again not shoots, he bombards with the cannons only. So what is this? And many times it is IIT BHU, and sometimes it is BHU University. What is this? Why so much attack like that? So that false ego has to be removed. It should be chiseled out. Hmm? Shilatanka Nakhalaye. That is Nursing Dev's job, but for big Hiranyakashipus, Nursing Dev. For small Hiranyakashipus, Nursing Dev Das. I was initiated on Nursing Chatudashi Day. So a lot of empowerment when Nursing Dev is there. So be careful. So the intellectual platform only thinking, let me prepare for this IIT, NIT, or for this dream, super dream company, Microsoft, Oracle, and whatever it is. So I think it is clear to you, no? It is only name in word, in soft in the word only. Company is Microsoft, but your heart will be macro hard, very very hard. So be careful. So intellectual platform, and beyond that is this false ego, mind intelligence and false ego. False ego is so much I'm karta, I am the creator, I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer, I am the designer, I am the this or that or all errors. Hmm? Designer, creator, enjoyer, proprietor, to err is human. Hmm? But sadhakas also have that to err. So proprietor, creator. So when, as long as we are thinking like this, we'll be in trouble. So that is because of false ego only, that I am the creator, I'm so good, I'm so nice, everybody appreciates me. So I have to be careful when other devotees are appreciating me. It may be kind of pampering our watering our false ego. That's why we should be in touch with seniors. We should be in touch with some sadhu who will puncture that what you call bloated balloon of false ego. All of us in childhood we have blown off the balloon. In the beginning it is only this much, and then it will go you. A very nice looking also. And when it is there initially, it is not so good looking, all shriveled up like old age fellow. But when it is like that, then it is like youthful. That balloon and so huge, like that our false ego is. But if you puncture it with a small needle or something, like that, again humble, like that. So some sadhu we should be in touch with who will make us humble by puncturing that false ego. How many of you have such sadhu in your life? As such, you all are there for each other only. But what happens? They are equals, no? So they may not do so much puncturing. Slightly, no? They will touch the needle, but they will be thinking whether should we poke it or not. A little bit. They will test it, test the pulse like that. But those who are great sadhus, they will not bother. Like that. They are expert also. Like that. They will simultaneously they'll do multi operation for many people. So we should be like that, we should have some sadhu like that. So this should be removed. Then one will not be anxious for deriving satisfaction from others. And then tolerance also we can say as such. Okay, otherwise tolerance is also required. As much as you are humble, that much you are tolerant. Because if I think I am senior, I have come here for getting satisfaction of being honored by others. So then we'll be intolerant about some lack of facilities here, or somebody not respecting enough. It becomes very difficult in life. You make your life hellish by being intolerant. But then only one who is humble, who thinks I'm insignificant. And I'm so grateful that Krishna in this foreign place also, he's giving me such nice facilities of prasadam, accommodation, such nice devotees, this, that, kirtan, lectures, amazing. So one who is humble, he is not intolerant. And one who is not humble is very intolerant. So His Holiness Bhakti Bhagavad Maharaj said, as much as one is humble, that much is tolerant. So from your tolerance level, you can check how humble you are. Sometimes you are not clear whether I'm humble or not. Very simple formula. How much are you tolerant? How many things and how many people can you tolerate? To what degree you can tolerate? Ask these questions, and you know who you are. We can have the best example. Who is the best example of tolerance in Mahaprabhu's associates? Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur. What all he tolerated? So many people accusing him for his preaching, particularly Kazi, who punished him for getting beaten up in 22 marketplaces in front of everyone. He's tolerating, in one sense, first the whip. Uh, how many of you got whipped? Nobody, so you don't have that. But at least in your childhood, your teacher might have with that, what do you call, foot scale, or whatever they call, what they call, scale, huh? Steel scale or wooden scale. How many of you got beatings by your teacher? I also got once, and that too straight. She made it straight, Mataji. I don't know what I had made a mistake. So she said, what do you call, extend your hand. So I extended, and she took the scale and she made it like this. You understand? No? Not like this, she bet like this. And that is very painful. Hard. The Romanchakam Pashrutaranga. But somehow, for prestige sake, we controlled all the emotions. So he tolerated the thing called whip, and so many whips, one after other, 22 marketplaces. If you just, huh? That was made of a crocodile, he's saying. My God. Anybody has touched crocodile? To know what it so to know what it means to be crocodile touch. So same thing through that whip. So many. Can you imagine how many whips? One, two, three. How many whips might have got? In 22 marketplaces. In each marketplace, how many? On an average, at least? Huh? 15 to 20. Because they have to kill him. Na? In that marketplace, they have to kill him. So not once or one or two past. No. At least some few, 10, 15, 20, they will try. And very severely. So taken an average of 20 per marketplace. So 22 marketplace means how many? 40 or whatever. Huge number. We have not got so many. We have got only that scale, but not even whip once. So all the things he tolerated and all the people he tolerated. Those two executioners were insulting him, and Qazi insulted already, king insulted, and so many Muslims, Hindus, they were insulting like anything. Ramchandra Khan was against him. So we can see how much he tolerated. He never became disturbed in any situation, as that statement of in Krishna book by Srila Prabhupada, after Bhrigu Muni test Brahma, Mahesh, and Vishnu. Vishnu, when kicked on the chest by Bhrigu Muni, he immediately got out of his trance and he saw Bhrigu kicked him. Immediately caught hold of his lotus foot and he started massaging. Oh, my dear Bhrigu Maharshi, my heart, my chest is like hard like stone, and your feet are like lotus feet, like lotus, very soft. So you might have got hurt. I'll massage your feet. Immediately, Brahumani understood. Oh my God! Of all the three, he is the most tolerant. You can see Lord is so tolerant. So how cannot we be tolerant? We are followers of Lord, na? We are servants of Lord. Master's quality should be present in the servant or not? There has to be present. So that statement Prabhupada makes there, the greatness of a person has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. So how many provoking situations you have gone through? That's why I like preaching, book distribution, because it's very provoking. People will insult you in so many different ways. People will not even respect you. They will do so many things with you which devotees don't do with you. Devotees know, "Hey, Prabhu, Vaishnava Prad." That to Prabhu is senior. So big Vaishnava Prad will happen. But that is not the case. Outside, they don't consider you senior. They don't consider you devotee. And kaun ho aap? Sometimes earlier I used to travel in the train. Ticket hai kya aapke paas? अरे भाई साहब इन्हें बिना टिकट के घुस गए है साधु इन्हें हर बोल रहा है कि इधर बैठना है भाई सब बैठ सकते क्या टिकट है क्या आपके पास हाँ है ना कहाँ का है कौन सा दिखाइए उनको दे डोंट हैव फेथ ये देखिए अच्छा, ये आपका सीट है क्या? थोड़ा देर बैठ सकते हैं क्या हम इधर? तब तक ऐसे जैसे कि ऐसे भिखारी आ गया करके. So it's very good to be out, yeah, with outside people, and give nice treatment, and our false ego will be punctured. So tolerance, as much as humility, that much tolerance. So you should be able to tolerate all things and all people also. In Bhagavad Gita, so many places this tolerance is exhibited. In a sense, it's a required quality that is expressed. Like yesterday I was quoting, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhada, Agama Paino Anityaha, Tam Satikshasva Bharata. Immediately after the first basic foundational teaching that you are not body, you are spirit, soul. Next, immediate. Hmm, isn't it? 13th is Dehinosmin Yatha Dehi Kaumaro Imamana. You are not body, you are spirit soul. The soul keeps changing different phases of body in one life, and then Dehantar, next body, same phases again. Immediately next 14 says you have to tolerate. Sukha, Dukkha, Shita, Ushna, Man, Apman. Same thing in the sixth chapter he says that Jitatmana Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Tatha Manapamanayo. Jitatmana Prashantasya. One who has controlled his mind and senses. Paramatma Samahitaha. He has reached Paramatma. Because between Paramatma and Atma, what is there is only false ego. I am so called, whatever. So that false ego, thick wall is there. As much as we have associated with materialistic people for many lifetimes, that much thicker wall has it become. And Paramatma is on that side, and we are here. And this false ego only backs up our mind. I like this Prabhu, very nice Prabhu. And I don't like these Prabhus. They are not good. So this is the false ego backing up the mind. So mind becomes very crazy. Mind becomes very crazy because of the false ego backing. So if you don't have false ego, then you are directly in touch with Paramatma. And the sign of that is that you control your mind and senses. Because only when mind is backed up by false ego, mind becomes uncontrolled. When mind has no more backing up by false ego, mind is bhola bhala. It's very simple. He just ready. Yes, Prabhu. What service? I'm ever ready because I'm always servant. Mind is as simple as that. Very simple, innocent, product of mode of goodness. But then the false ego backing up mind makes him crazy. And then he has so many likes, dislikes, feelings, and desires, etc. So when the false ego wall is broken, then one is face to face with Paramatma. So you understand how he is free from false ego is seen by his control over body and mind and senses. So Jitatmana Prashantasya Paramatma Samahita, and a sign, external sign. Internally he is in touch with Paramatma and he has control over his mind. Just like coming across a beautiful girl. 100 devotees see a beautiful girl. Now, what goes on in everyone's mind is different. Depending on how much false ego is there in a devotee, that much he will be attracted. My God, what a beauty! His air is released, or whatever it is. Miss- He's relieved of the pain of separation from such beauty because he has beauty now in front of him. So that is because of false ego. He derives satisfaction there. Whereas somebody who is not on that false ego platform, he says, oh, there is a soul. The body, how does it matter? The flesh and all that. It's the same everywhere, just little differences. Just like this room, that room, so many rooms we have in this place. So this is painted white, and okay, maybe newly painted somewhat better. That is yellow. And colors, we may say white is better than yellow, green is better than yellow, and this and that. And how does it not matter? Do you have likings like that? This color, this is very nice. How many of you thought like that? You have thought in this, like you have particular room of your liking in this whole thing. That is because you may be staying there, or you may be aspiring to be there. So but otherwise we don't get so much carried away by that. That's not a consideration. So bodily beauty is no concern. So one who is free from false ego, he has control over his mind and senses, and he is in touch with Paramatma. The external symptom, internal symptoms we discussed, but how to know such a person or a particular person is in touch with Paramatma? By external symptoms. Shita, Ushna. The dualities he controls. So Shita Ushna is on bodily platform. So first, if you have controlled your mind and senses, one of the senses is the skin. So skin only will feel Shita and Ushna, isn't it? Yes or not? Does our nose feel uh, that Shita and Ushna? No. Does our ear, do our ears feel? No. Tongue, as far as heart prasad, that is different. But outside heat, cold, our tongue is unaffected. In cold, your tongue is not affected. The external skin, that's how we have sweater over the skin, like that. So Shita Ushna, that is his mind and senses are under control. So he is not affected by that. Shitoshna, Sukha Dukkha. This is on mental platform. Mind feels happy about something, mind feels distressed about some other things. So he is not on mental platform. So he in his life there is no happiness and distress. Devotee is not on the happiness or distress platform. He is on spiritual platform. He is on bliss platform, which is ever the same or ever increasing. And then last is on egoistic platform, man apaman, that honor and dishonor. So that is false ego. So he has crossed all the stages. Bodily platform, Shita Ushna doesn't matter to a devotee. Then Sukha Dukkha, mental platform, crossed. And egoistic platform, Man Apman, crossed. So what is that? He's directly face to face with Paramatma. That's how, because there's no barrier now in between. No body comes, no mind comes, no false ego comes. He's directly in touch with Paramatma, and that can be seen by his body and mind control. That mind control may not be understood so easily, but this at least Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkha Man Apman, how he is indifferent to, can be easily seen. So that tolerance is required. For earlier that humility we forgot to talk about Sanatan Goswami. We can speak so much about Sanatan Goswami. Rup Sanatan both are the signs they exhibited. They are the example of humility. In after initiating them in the Ramkeli, because they had approached Mahaprabhu in the midnight in a very simple dress, as well as they were holding a clumps of grass in their mouth and wearing one napkin around their neck. These are signs of humility. They pay prostrated obeisances to Mahaprabhu and they say, Nicha Jati, Nicha Sangi, Karo Nicha Kaj. Nicha Jati, we are born in the lowest of the families. Nicha Sangi, our associations are very lowly. They are meat eaters, all those whom we associate with. Karo nicha kaj, and we do all abominable activities. What abominable activity they are doing? They're prime ministers, finance minister. But then they are saying in the humility. And Mahaprabhu, after initiating them, what he says, Aji hoite tomara naam Rupa Sanatan. From today onwards, your names are Rupa and Sanatan. Because earlier Nawab had named them as Sakar Malik, Dabir Khas, and before that they were Santosh Amar. So Aji Haite Tomara naam Rupa Sanatan. Today onwards your names are Rupa and Sanatan. First instruction, what is that? Dainya Chad. Please give up humility. First instruction after initiation is please give up humility. For us, before initiation, only it's told, Prabhu, please be humble. Don't be so arrogant. मेरा मेरा दीक्षा क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? हाँ, मैं पहले आया था भक्ति में, इतने सालों से कर रहा हूँ जब ये क्या पार्शलिटी, उसका करवा दिया मेरा नहीं. ये बहुत पार्शलिटी इधर. मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी बैड. So much lack of humility. So we are told, Prabhu, please, please, Prabhu, I know, we know you are not humble, but at least act humbly, Prabhu. What act humbly? सबका मुंह तोड़ जवाब दूंगा मैं. किसी का मुंह तोड़ दूंगा. So how much arrogance is there inside, like that? One devotee, it happened, His Holiness Radha Swami was giving diksha every day to 200 devotees. Like that, he gave 10 days, around 2000 devotees. But somehow, what happened when Puna's boys and I think brahmacharis were brahmachari boys. So brahmacharis got, I think, boys were being given 1, 2, 3, 4, what is that, 100, 200, or whatever that number. And then suddenly Maharaj said, now enough of boys and brahmacharis. I would like to give now to congregation. So no more boys and brahmacharis. And exactly 4 devotees were there, 4 boys or brahmacharis, mix like that. Exactly 4 remained. You understand? Hundreds got and 4 remained. And then now leaders have to. So one of them became very wild. He did not know Maharaj told it. He said, "What is this? So long I have been waiting. 10 years I have been chanting 16 rounds, and why I am stopped like that?" Four were there. He was not the only one, but he felt very bad like that. तो जो भी है, तो वी लूज अवर ह्यूमिलिटी. अगर है ही नहीं पहले ह्यूमिलिटी, जो भी बोरोड ह्यूमिलिटी है, दैट वी लूज 100 times in one day, like that. So he said, दैन्य छाड़ तुम्हारा दैन्य फाटे मोर मन, because of your humility my heart is melting. Mahaprabhu's heart melts by the humility of Rup Sanatan. So both are examples of humility, but in that also Sanatan Goswami is the topmost example of humility. And the one of the best pastimes for this is when he was at Aitota in Vaishak month, April, May month. He was anyway, he had visited Jagannath Puri. He was in Jagannath Puri and he was at the sea beach. That time Mahaprabhu called him through Govinda. The message was sent that Mahaprabhu is waiting for you in Aitota. Please come immediately. So he came very fast and he reached also. Mahaprabhu had finished his prasadam, and after washing his hand, Sanatan Goswami was in front of him. He said, Sanatan, how did you come so fast? Which way you came by? Because Sanatan came by sea beach. It was hot sand, and hot sand had burnt his feet, and there were blisters in his feet. He said, Mahaprabhu, I came by beach side. He said, why you came by that path? Why didn't you come by Simhadwaram gate side? That is very cooling road, both sides having tree shade, and it's nice. He said, no, Mahaprabhu, how can I come from that side? Because there are so many servants of Lord Jagannath going up and down the road for their services to Lord Jagannath. If they happen to touch me by mistake, they will get contaminated because I'm so low class. And then they'll have to take bath, their service will be delayed. So, in order not to cause delay in their service, I just came by this path. And more or less, and on the top of that, because you called me, I was so much in ecstasy, I did not realize only that there is some problem on the ground. In a sense, the hot sand is burning my feet. So it's not painful at all, Mahaprabhu. No problem. So you see the humility. Isn't it? All of us will go with chappals first. And by chappal also we'll go by shady path. Not only we want comfort for our feet, we want comfort for our head and body also. We'll go to that road in which there are tree shade. And we'll not bother about what the pandas and all. Hell with everybody else. My comfort is in the foreground. I don't care for anybody else comfort. Only my comfort. So Jiva is very comfortable soul, comfortably situated in this material world. That's how he cannot go back to Godhead. So he has to go against all these comfortable situations for body, mind, intelligence, and false ego. So here is some explanation by Mahaprabhu. We'll discuss that also. So Trunadapi Sunicena, Tarropi Saishuna, Amanina Manadena. Also, we'll discuss, maybe evening also we'll have this, but here something. You can repeat after me. Uttamahaya apanake mane trunadham dui prakare sahisnuta kare vrukshasam. Uttama Hayya, although being very much exalted, now we are not exalted, we have just begun devotional service, but this is about pure devotee, or very exalted, advanced devotee. Uttama Hayya, he is very advanced devotee. Apanake mane trunadham. Still he thinks himself, what do you call, humbler than blade of grass, lower than a blade of grass. Blade of grass, not the green grass growing from the field, because if we walk over it, it bends as long as it is pressed by our feet. As soon as we go ahead, immediately it stands erect. So that not trun. That is I don't know what it is called in Sanskrit, but truna means that which is lying on the ground, already cut, dried up, yellow. You must have seen that. So on that, so many hundreds and thousands of people walk. It always remains like that. Always. Never tries to stand up and all that. So thinks himself, though he is very advanced, he thinks himself lower than a blade of grass. Dui prakare sahishnuta kare vrikshasam. He tolerates like tree. He has tolerance, and the tolerance is compared to tree. Vrikshasam. And how does a tree tolerate? In two ways. Dui prakare sahishnuta kare vrikshasam. That Mahaprabhu is going to explain now. So he is very advanced, still he thinks himself lower than blade of grass, and two ways he tolerates like a tree. Next, vrukshayena katileha কিছু না বলায় শুকাইয়া মাইলেহ করে পানি না মাগায় vrukshayena katileh kichu na bolaye. When a tree is cut down, it does not protest. Hmm? Like you can see, like I'm sitting here now, somebody pokes me with a pin. Immediately I look at him, and eyes will become big. Hmm? And then I'll speak also, what is this? How dare of you? That will, I'm talking about different degrees. First, at least we will look at him. Then we will look with the broad, big eyes. And then we'll speak it also. What is that? And then we'll say, "No, how dare of you?" So I'm talking about less the tolerance, then that will grow like that. So the tree, even if cut down, does not protest. And even when drying up, it does not ask anyone for water. So one thing is things are normal, and then you're attacked, you're insulted. So how do you respond? All our responses matter in our devotional service, because the devotees around will be active and people around also will be active. So many things will happen. What is your response decides your level of advancement. Attitude within is exhibited by your response outside. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. So attitude is within. How would we know what is your attitude? What is this Prabhu's attitude? What is that Prabhu's attitude? What is this Prabhu's attitude? It's difficult to understand, but it will be seen by your response in different situations, in front of different people. So the tree is like normal life is going on, and if it is cut down, some woodcutter comes and cuts the branches, starts cutting from the trunk only, but it will not protest. And second is the basic fundamental need of the tree is the water. Even when drying up, somehow water is not there and it's drying up, it does not ask anyone for water. It is so difficult. Many times I compare this with, like, I'm sitting for prasadam, rows of devotees, with the rows of in the rows of devotees, and then the devotee comes. He's serving hot chapatis, and he serves one, two, three. I'm the fourth, and he just the chapatis get over, so he goes there. Hmm? And then he comes back, fresh hot chapatis he bring, and then exactly one, two, three, four. He goes to the fifth person, exactly skipping me, because he thinks he is not clear. Yeah? He thinks that maybe Sundarshyam Prabhu is covered. I served earlier, na, hot chapatis. So in that he's covered. Now he goes to fifth devotee. So how? And you are waiting for chapati already. And you have anticipation that hot chapati is going to bring. And exactly skipping you, he gives to the fifth next devotee to your right side. How will you feel? Immediately, Hari bol. दिमाग है क्या गोल? मुझे कैसे भूल गए? देखा नहीं क्या? राजाधिराज महाराज बैठे हैं इधर. तो इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट दैट लाइक, अरे प्रभु चपाती तो मेरा नीड है ना, ऐसा थोड़ा नहीं को गुलाब जामुन श्रीखंड मांग रहा हूँ. बेसिक, एंड ही सर्विंग एनीवे, एंड हाउ कैन ही बी फूलिश not skipping me going somewhere else? So we have a lot of justification, lot of reasons why I have to ask him for a chapati. But if you are like a tree, then you will not ask for chapati or rice or dal or sabji. Don't worry, I'm not from the finance department of voice trying to save money, but I'm telling the fundamental principles. I'm just repeating the words of Mahaprabhu and giving practical examples. So when in normal circumstances you are attacked, insulted, you should not protest. If you are humble, if you think you are insignificant, rather, is once His Holiness Radhan Swami Maharaj said, it is, we should be grateful that devotees are not spitting on us, they are not slapping us, they are not kicking us. Should be very grateful. Otherwise, now all of you should get up and you should spit on me, you should slap me, and you should kick me. But nobody is doing that. Rather, you gave me garland and allowing me to speak, and you are hearing patiently, attentively. Then I should be ecstatic. My God, amazing. I went to IIT BHU Voice. I was there for 6 days, 24 by 7, 24 by 6 at least, and nobody spat on me. Not even one devotee. Nobody slapped me. Not even gently. And nobody kicked me, even slightly. How come? Great wonder. Seems demigods are there in that voice, like that. So you should anticipate what? This. Hmm? Spitting, that what you call? हाँ थूक को क्या कहते हैं? हाँ saliva. Saliva, ठीक है. That whatever that you should expect only that slaps and kicks. That's all. So we don't get anything, then we should be very grateful. Hari bol, great souls around me. Let me also become humble like them. So don't protest when you are attacked. We'll be watching you for next 3 4 days. I'm here, and we'll get the news also. When a tree is cut down, it does not protest, and even when drying up, it does not ask anyone for water. Very difficult platform. Very difficult. So sometimes I try to practice this in a sense. Mind, when it comes to a particular thought, this is required for me. When that thought comes in your mind becomes very stubborn. Yes, this is must, you know, and justice, the what you call excuse can be for my service. It is required after all, not for my bodily thing, like that. Something like I want smartphone of costing only 2 lakhs rupees. Hmm. And for my service, because after all I'm manager of the voice or temple and all that. So like that, some thought comes and mind becomes crazy. How many of you seen that? you know Everything is revolving around that thought only. Yeah, 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 it is proved, again proved, and again one more time it is proved that I need it. Without that, service cannot go on smoothly. So it becomes very adamant, stubborn, like that. So similarly my mind also, and because we are seniors, we can easily spell it out what the thought mind has desired, and immediately devotee will around. But I try to restrain myself. No, this is not required. I require actually Krishna only, because I am not attached and mad after Krishna. That's why my mind is saying I need this thing, I need this thing. The mind doesn't leave. Nahi, nahi, Arey, Prabhu, you need. You'll become a better servant of Vaishnavas. You must have it. Just have it and see how you'll become better servant. So mind is very stubborn, obstinate, but you have to resist the demands of the mind. That's what Vacho Vegam Manasaha. Vegam. That Vegam is that only. Come on, I need it, I need it, I need it. You know, I need it. And then you'll speak it out also to devotees. And because we are in senior position, other devotees, yes, Prabhu, we were ready to give you long before only. Like that. Like I remember when I was sent to NIT Warangal in 2006, January. So then, before that, when it was decided that I would be going there, Raishampuru asked me that, do you have a laptop? I said, no, I don't have a laptop. I work on desktop here. So he said, oh, you are going to be the in charge there. So, so I'll give you laptop. I said, no, no, bro, I don't need laptop, like that. So he said, okay, you don't need, fine. So it was done. So then there were desktop in NIT Warangal Voice those days. So I would use that for my own things, emails, etc., something like that. And sometimes maybe boys, sometimes their laptop. Very rarely I would need. But as the days, months passed by, I don't know how many months, 2 3 4 5 months. Then because I was the manager there, so many things to do with typing, etc., making notice board, etc. So then I was feeling the need of laptop. I was feeling this desktop. Many times the boys would also come because for accounts department and all that, everything was in that. So then it would be occupied by them, and I don't have. So then I would feel a little difficulty. So then one day I went to Radheshampur. I said, Radheshampur, I was feeling that I should have a laptop. He said, yeah, long before only I told you that you are going to be in charge. I had asked you that time if you remember. I said, yeah, that time I did not feel enough need, but I think now there is a time that I need it. He said, yes, don't worry, it will come from America. Just wait for some more time. I will give you. So then once it came, then he personally called me to room and he gave me. Said, this is laptop for you, like that. So we should not ask. We should little bit restrictive ourselves, like that. And only when it becomes too much, like every time service is getting hampered or delayed or all that kind of thing, then only we should go to our seniors and humbly put forth before them, this is the situation. So should I have a laptop or should I have something? And they may say, okay, you have to have like that. Then we should have. So even when drying up, it does not ask anyone for water. So this is one thing. And the second thing, you can repeat. Ye ye maga ye, तारे देय आपन धन घर्म वृष्टि सहे आनेर करये रक्षण. The tree delivers its fruits, flowers, and whatever else it possesses to anyone and everyone. It tolerates scorching heat and torrents of rain, yet it still gives shelter to others. So, this is another quality of the tree. Always giving, 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 giving. So, advancement in Krishna consciousness also means how much you are giving and how less you are taking in material things, and how much more you are taking, and how much more you are giving spiritually. How much you do reading, hearing, chanting, you are taking spiritually, and also then you will give also. But as far as materially speaking, how much we are taking, mm, or how much less we are taking and how much more we are giving, like that. Dadati pratigranati, giving gifts in charity. Accepting gifts also, devotees will also give, reciprocate. They also love us, then they will also give. That also we accept. But basically giving, 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 giving your time, giving your money also. If you are grahastha, you can give out money, time, energy, physical power, mental ability, intellectual ability, giving your existence like tree. The tree delivers its fruits, flowers, and whatever else. If you see a tree from top most portion of it to the bottommost portion of it, everything is given out. Roots, the sadhus and all, they have roots and fruits. So root is below the ground, so that also tree gives. Then the trunk also is used for wood cutters use it for this thing, or the bark is used by traditional brahmacharis, isn't it? Also there is sometimes the sap coming out of it. Sap, or what you call sap only, na? Sometimes what do you call that, adhesive comes, gum. How many of you use gum from the tree? In our childhood, very conjuice fellows, so would attack the tree slightly, it would come out, and then you would take it and use it for pasting many things. And then the branches are also there. They are also useful in so many different ways. Leaves, you can see the mango leaves, they are used on the festival days or toran at the doorstep. Mm. And also in that ghat, they have that, in that what do you call this, what's it? Coconut is there, but below you'll find there are mango leaves also. Similarly, banana trunks as well as the leaves, they are there on the two sides of the door in several places. So the tree's whole existence, all the way up to top, there will be nests of the birds because they want very safe position. Quite below man, human beings will attack, and some other dangers also. So they have that, and ants go all over the place. They get there, whatever it is, the flowers, the what do you call, the butterflies come, they get something, birds get fruits, everybody gets something or the other from the tree. So the tree delivers its fruits, flowers, and whatever else it possesses to anyone and everyone. Anyone and everyone. So are we like that? Are the materialistic people means anybody comes in front of me, everyone comes in front of me, how to exploit him to the maximum? That is materialistic lifetime. And spiritual life is, material life is perverted reflection of spiritual life. So exactly the opposite. How much you give out your existence, to anyone and everyone. It tolerates scorching heat and torrents of rain, yet it still gives shelter to others, personally suffering and giving facility to others. It reminds me of that Ghanashyam Baba's example. How many of you have read, heard, or seen that movie? Hmm? Others have not. Maybe sometimes you can play during Prasadam if you have common Prasadam hall. A very nice description of Ghanashyam Baba. His Holiness Radhan Swami Maharaj in young days, even before meeting ISKCON devotees, he was staying with Ghanashyam Baba. He was staying in Yamuna Bank, but this Ghanashyam Baba, whatever was there, he would give it to whosoever came. You are the guest of Shri Radha Gopijan Vallabh. I am only their servant. So take this. So many things he would give out, and personally nothing. So he had blanket, old torn blanket, which he was old man also. He would use it in winter. But when once he had requested His Holiness Radha Maharaj, why don't you sleep here? Why you sleep on the bank of Yamuna? It will be very cold. It's not good to sleep there. Here there is some warmth because some walls are around. So you stay here. So Maharaj was innocent, not knowing what the thing would be. So he slept. And then after his services, Ganesham Baba slept. So because it was cold period, it's natural to be shivering and all that. But His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj was feeling some warmth while sleeping. So it was warm. So he opened his eyes and he saw he was covered by blanket. And he was wondering, how blanket? I did not bring any blanket. I don't sleep with blanket. I don't have only blanket. So whose blanket? And then he saw next to him Ganesham Baba was sleeping. And Ganesham Baba was shivering. He was sleeping, but he was shivering. Because his blanket he had put on Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So then, because he was sleeping, Radha Maharaj gently got up and he took out the blanket because he's sleeping. He should not understand. He understood he's very selfless. Very gently he kept on his body. And as soon as it touched him, immediately he got up. No need, no need. You know, and immediately he took the blanket and put on Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He said, no, you need, because you are a young man, you need this blanket. He said, what I need? You are shivering like anything. You need it. So you take it. And he said, no, no, like that. So then Radha Maharaj threatened him, if you say like that, then I'm going to Yamuna bank. He said, no, 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 please don't go, you sleep, I'll take it. So you take it. Again he sleeps. After some time, when Radha Maharaj deep in sleep, again he feels warm. Again he gets up, again the blanket is on him. Immediately he took out the blanket, very gently he put on Ganesham Baba. And as soon as it touched him, immediately got up. No need, no need. See the selfless, sacrificing spirit. Who could imagine? Means Maharaj, while speaking, you can see that video. Maharaj only cries, as he describes Ghanasham Baba. And all of us we were sitting. That was, I believe it was, I'm not sure which yatra was that, 1997 or whatever, 2003, 4. So we were also crying because never heard and seen such description of a person, human being in our times. Now, some 10,000 years back in Satya Yuga or something. Current times, amazing personality, height of selfless sacrifice. Hmm. So we should all hear. Those who have not heard, please hear it. So it tolerates scorching heat and torrents of rain, yet it still gives shelter to others. Next, Uttama Hayya Vaishnava Habe Uttama Hayya Vaishnava Habe Nirabhiman Jive Samman Dibe Jani Krishna Adhishtan. So now 4.35, what we already read out, is coming here. Although a Vaishnav is the most exalted person, Uttama Hayya Vaishnav, Habe Nirabhiman. He is prideless. So how much you are prideless? How much you think high of yourself? And how much you think you are free from this mentality? That much you are a Vaishnava. Externally, anybody can say, I am a Vaishnava. I'm there in ISKCON for last 10 years, 15 years. That is not the point. How much you really, you don't derive any pride. You don't have any pride only. Although Vaishnava is the most exalted person, he's prideless. Nira Abhiman. Jibe Sammana Dibe. So as much as we are not seeking respect, that much we can give respect. Just like as much as I seek this kartal, how much can I give you kartal? Not possible, because I am holding on so heavily, tightly. I cannot give you this kartal. So as much as you expect respect, you cannot give respect. It's like I took 20% respect with me. I cannot give you that then. Let's say I have 30%. So 10% I'm not taking. 20% I can give maximum 10%. But if I take all respect with me, I cannot give any respect to anyone. So amanina, then manadena. So if you want to give respect to one and all, then we have to be nirabhiman, free from pride. Jibe sammana dibe. Why he gives respect to everyone? Knowing, Jani, Krishna adhishtan. Everyone to be the resting place of Krishna. Krishna is residing in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto Ishvaraha sarvabhutanam Riddheshe Arjuna Tishtati. Very clearly, Krishna has told that. There is no doubt about it. But because we are in illusion, then we cannot see that. We become angry on the jivas. We expect respect from them. So we have to give respect to every jiva, knowing everyone to be the resting place of Krishna. Ei mata hayya ei, Krishna naam laye, Sri Krishna charane tar, prema upajaye. If one chants the holy name of Lord Krishna in this manner, he will certainly awaken his dormant love for Krishna's lotus feet. So chanting is not just superficial external act of sitting down, putting hand in the bead bag, and keep pulling on the beats. That is there definitely, but it is a lot to do with internals, the attitude, your responses in life. All that decides what kind of devotee you are. How much you are humble, how much you are tolerant, how much you respect others, how much you don't expect respect from others, all that. So all of us have to be very crystal clear, very clear about this point, that because of materialistic association in the material world, my false ego has grown too big, too high, too big, and I expect respect and all that, and that's why I'm unable to chant Hare Krishna. So I have to get rid of all these wrong mentalities and activities, tendencies. Then only I would be able to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, constantly and purely. Kahite kahite Prabhura dainya badila. Mahaprabhu's humility kept increasing as he was saying. Shuddha bhakti Krishna thai magite lagila. And he began praying to Krishna that he could discharge pure devotional service. He's Shuddha bhakti Krishna thai magi. He was asking Krishna, begging, please award me Shuddha Krishna bhakti. प्रेमेर स्वभाव यहाँ प्रेमेर संबंध सही माने कृष्ण मोर नाही प्रेम गंध. Wherever there is a relationship of love of Godhead, its natural symptom is that the devotee does not think himself a devotee. Instead, he always thinks that he has not even a drop of love for Krishna. How much we think, I am a devotee, yeah. और तुम्हारे भक्त जनों में हमसे बढ़कर कौन, स्वामी हमसे बढ़कर कौन. सभी ये जो आईआईटी बीएचयू एंड बीएचयू यूनिवर्सिटी वॉइस बोथ पुट टुगेदर, सभी भक्तों में हमसे बढ़कर कौन, कोई नहीं. I am just like Krishna is Asamurdhava. Nobody is equal to him. Nobody is greater than him. We are also like that. We think we are competing with Krishna, but actually we should think Asama Adhama. Nobody is equal to me. Nobody is below me. Everybody is above me. Everybody is superior to me, senior to me, more advanced than me. I am the most fallen. So that is how we have to think. We should not think I am a devotee. Some people may say, so whenever people ask, so you're a devotee, how long you're a devotee in ISKCON? No, no, I'm trying to be a devotee. There are many other devotees. I'm trying to follow them and I also wish to be a devotee in future sometime. I'm just trying now. Instead, he always thinks that he has not even a drop of love for Krishna. So, we should feel like that. Okay, anyway, questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Like while we apply humility, like
Why?
while
While?
why, like while we apply humility in devotee circle, it is very nice and it is must. But when we go in corporates or like that, if you apply humility, it's most likely that you will be ignored, because there it is more like you show more than you have done, so that you'll get more promotions or like that. So
I'll ask you how much Prabhupada showed off like that when he was with scientists, philosophers, poets, religionists, and heads of different institutions. That TV interviewer asked Prabhupada, the lady with miniskirt, Swamiji, why do you shave your head? Prabhupada immediately asked, why do you shave your legs? And she was looking at her legs. Oh my God, what's that? I shaved my legs? I don't know exactly what Prabhupada meant, because her most of her legs were exposed because mini skirt only. So that's what, by not covering with your clothes, you have shaved your legs. Like head without hair is called a shaved head. Similarly, leg without clothes is shaved leg. That's what Prabhupada meant. That is one. Or other thing could be they shave also, na? They remove the hair, isn't it? Many air hostesses and all, and I don't know who all. Those who want to expose their leg. Now we all fellows, we cover our with pant shirt or dhoti. Who will shave the legs? अरे कौन दिमाग, टाइम किधर है मेरे पास? अपना चेहरा देखता है, so we have to shave because people look at it. If the hair are on the leg below the dhoti, who cares to shave the legs? So she must have removed hair. So one of the two Prabhupada meant, but either way, she was, both were true. Because she had unclothed legs as well as shaved legs also. So Prabhupada asked, why do you shave the leg? So Prabhupada was so direct. And when asked, see, when he was telling His Grace Mohan Prabhu, Delhi Temple President, that I just happened to see one video clipping. So he says, when Gandhiji went to London, he became barrister there. So first time he went to London, he was so appreciative. Oh, such a clean country. We should have India like this, very clean, very green, like that. He was very appreciative of London. And Prabhupada, when he went to London, he was least bothered and he was interviewed. So what is hell like, Swamiji? Prabhupada said, London is hell. Why do you ask about something which you are not having any experience of? You are already experiencing hell. You are in London, no? So you are in hell only. Can you imagine how a pure devotee is? Gandhiji as Rashtrapita, father of the nation, he was so appreciative. And Professor London is hell. And he did not even say London is like hell. London is hell. As simple as that. And that too in London, in front of all the London Vasis. What guts, what daring, and what conviction, what clarity, what realization. Isn't it? Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, the whole material world is the toilet. Finish your business, quickly get out. So Prabhupada other time can say also that London is toilet, like that. But better word was hell. London is hell. So we don't मस्का नहीं मारते हम, तलवे नहीं चाटते हम किसी के, isn't it? As much as ignorance is there, illusion is there, that you'll have to destroy. That is a guru. Guru means, sadhu means to cut. He cuts the illusion. Then only he's sadhu. Otherwise, somebody shows his wealth and all that and says, Swamiji, I am very happily situated in my family life because I have so much wealth and all that. And you are the sadhu there and you say, yeah, yeah, you are very fortunate. And अंदर से आप सोच रहे, wish I was so fortunate. मेरा भी जीवन बनता था, जिंदगी बन जाती थी अपनी भी, लेकिन मैं तो गया ही नहीं जॉब के लिए, बिजनेस के लिए, नहीं तो मैं भी अब तक लखपति करोड़पति बन ही जाता था इसके जैसा वगैरह. सो इफ यू आर पक्का साधु, यू विल थिंक, अरे क्या ये पूरा ही smearing stool all over his body of wealth, prestige, and he's saying, Swami, just see how I look so beautiful. You understand? So, na dhanam na janam na sundari, when you practice that, you are not least bothered about it. Recently, I was in Hyderabad on 18th onwards, because first I came to Hyderabad, then Kukutpalli, then Warangal, then here. So, Hyderabad, they were telling, they celebrated recently on whatever the date, just recently only, the 50th anniversary of the appearance of Shishi Radha Madan Mohan, the deities. Temple was not there, it was under construction. It was in 73. Prabhupada first time came in 72 to Hyderabad, and then 73 the deities came, but they were worshipped in some small temporary shed. And in 76 the temple was opened, Janmashtami. So they had there anyway, 73, so 2003, and that was the date on which the first. As soon as the curtains opened, altar, and Prabhupada paid obeisance, as soon as he got up, he said Madan Mohan, and immediately name was given, Radha Madan Mohan. So there, they were simultaneously telling that this is also the 50th year of His Grace Anand Mai Prabhu, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, foreign devotee. He has been staying there. So last 50 years. So he's also, his 50 years are also covered. So he was only telling that pastime happened here in Hyderabad, nearby the temple. Prabhupada went to one big man's house, and then he had a huge family. So as they were all waiting for Prabhupada, they welcomed him. Then he was introducing, Swamiji, this is my wife. And then Swamiji, this is my eldest son, his name is so and so, and he does this, and this is his wife, these are his children, then this is my youngest son, his wife, children, and this is my daughter, and like that. And afterwards, because Swamiji had come, they had to do many other things, prasadam, so they went inside, and Prabhupada looked behind, and he told his disciple, in short, this is my sex life. Because he had sex with his wife, so he produced first son, then afterwards again had sex, then next son, and maybe third son, and then daughter, and then they got married, they had sex, they had their children. So in short, this is my sex life, direct and expanded, all that. So Prabhupada, see, when you see the material world, you see the glaring and glittering sense objects, and that's how you get stuck there. You understand? But a pure devotee sees through it. We see the sense objects, and pure devotee or the one with knowledge, Shastra Chakshu, Gyan Chakshu, he sees through it. आर पार देखते हैं, समझ रहे ना? Like that. So we have to develop that, just like X-ray vision. Like that, we have to develop this vision. Just like now we see you with blue shirt, but X-ray is taken, it will not show blue shirt. It will not show the skin and all that. It will show the bones, and then we'll see whether some problem with the bones, like that. So we have to, which nobody can see. No, none of us have X-ray vision, so we cannot see only. We only see the shirt color, maximum the body color, nothing beyond that. So we have to develop that. You can be of that stature of the sadhu. You can be that stature sadhu in which you can, oh, you are very fortunate, sir, and उसके तलवे चाट सकते हैं. You can keep glorifying him. But if you are a sadhu, you will cut through the illusion that he is floating in or submerged in. Like that. Yes.
Krishnaji, what is like tolerance means? Like this is sometime in situation we are like दांत भींच के like यहाँ अभी control करना है.
Okay, suppressing.
हाँ. So this is tolerance?
No, it should not be suppressed. That's why rather we should have a devotee on which we can express our anger. ना आप इनके साथ क्रोधित हुए, लेकिन वो सीनियर है, उनको क्रोध दिखा नहीं सकते, तो आपका कोई तो इक्वल होना चाहिए. एंड देन यू कैन से, प्रभु व्हाट नॉनसेंस इज गोइंग ऑन इन दिस वॉइस, आई एम फेड अप, इतना एक्सप्लॉइटेशन, लाइक दैट. यू शुड हैव सम फ्रेंड. आता थोड़ा ज्यादा चिल्लाएंगे तो आपके सीनियर ब्रह्मचर्य वगैरह आएंगे, थोड़ा सावध रहिए. तो कुछ और ना हो जाए. लेकिन ऐसा होना, टेरेस पे जा सकते शायद, या फिर कुछ किधर तो और जा सकते, बंद कमरे में, वॉइस की प्रॉपर्टी के बाहर किधर. बट यू शुड हैव somebody to vent out your things, like that. But certainly you should not be, if you're chanting very nicely, you will not have so much of anger and that lava within, which is coming out in the form of volcanic eruption. So, but whatever is there, we should be able to express also. So we should not suppress, but naturally in front of seniors and all, will have to suppress it only, na, to some degree or the other, अब कोई इस्कॉन के गुरु है या कोई सन्यासी जीबीसी है, उनके सामने थोड़े जाके हम अपना सब भड़ास निकालेंगे बाहर. इधर अपने हम छोटे छोटे लेवल पे, छोटे मैनेजर्स के लिए, दैट्स व्हाई द टू वर्ड्स समटाइम्स सेड, तृणादपि शुनीचेन तरोर इव सहिष्णुना, and some other times we hear taror api sahishnuna. Eva means when you are not able to do anything. Like my senior chastises me, and I have to just tolerate, because what else could I do? I am powerless fellow in front of him. So yes, bro, yes, bro. I wanted to say, yeah, yes, bro, yes, bro. He's not allowing to give any reasons only. So yes. So this is taror eva sahishnuna, because you are not able to do anything. But taror api means you can do. Like your younger devotee has insulted you by saying something which is not true also. So you have the power to retaliate. You have the power to counter reply and justify, just not justify, but give proper reasons. Remove his misunderstanding. Then also you remain humble. So that is taror api sahishnuna. This is more difficult than taror eva sahishnuna. Taror eva sahishnuna, what to do? I'm helpless. But like your teacher chastises you, your boss in the company chastises you. Even if he is wrong, he forgot something and now he's telling something else, you'll have to keep quiet, because he's in senior position. But that some you have some trainee under you. You are also some kind of trainer, and then trainee under you. He's showing, I think ये आपके अंडर भी है शायद कोई तो फिर and then he commits mistakes or he insults you or something, then you can उसको पूरा लेफ्ट राइट दे सकते हैं. फिर भी आप टॉलरेंट रहे तो आप तरोर अपी सहिष्णुना प्रिंसिपल सब वैष्णव समाज के लिए प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं, तो कीजिए.
Re-
बीएचओ अच्छा ओसी, हाँ हरी वो कृपया मेरे अनजाने में किए हुए सब अपराध माफ करें. जानकर तो मैं कभी अपराध करता ही नहीं, लेकिन अनजाने में अगर हुए हैं.
Pradeep, you told about Sitooshnam. So
Hmm.
how to like Sitooshnam is tolerating is like मतलब body से तो tolerate नहीं हो सकता है.
नहीं हो सकता, तो फिर भगवान क्यों बोल रहे हैं?
Like, how to tolerate like
By just switching off all the fans and not switching on the AC at all. I was in Tirupati for that 50 days I told I leads. So it was in the months of April and May. April and May are anime hot, and Tirupati is super hot. So much sweating, and we were 5 brahmacharis from Pune. So then it had the rooms, life membership rooms are, you enter through this door. This is one room, and another connecting door to another room, like that. Both having AC because it becomes super hot in months of May, etc. So then we five entered. We were given that accommodation, 5 brahmacharis. I was the senior most anyway. So I told Prabhu's, see, I prefer no AC. So only if you want AC, you may go inside the room, the other room. So immediately 3 brahmacharis went there. One of my counselees, so he thought, these three have gone there. If I also go, Prabhu will be all alone. It will not look good. It will be also disloyalty, maybe something. So he said, I will stay with you. I said, no problem, no AC, because it's very hot. So he said, no problem, like that. So he said, the fan. I said, yeah, fan. It was long enough room, like this only. I said, I will sleep on this side. I will not switch on the fan. You sleep on that side. You can switch on the fan there, like that. So all those 50 days, I did not switch on the fan. No AC anyway. So it was so much sweating. So much sweating all over the body. So particularly here, my kurta got a big hole because the salty water comes now when we are sweating. It's not normal water. You cannot take that water to drink. It's salty water. So because of that salty water, my kurta eventually got a big hole, and I was looking at it. I thought, what should have been done? Should I switched on fan and avoided this hole? And then I thought, no, I think that is only proper. Fan should not be switched on. I already have so many fans. Why do I need another fan? All over India, we have fans. Why should I switch on one fan in one room? Isn't it? But that's what it means basically. You tell me so many, you are out on the street walking somehow. Let's say that you have seen they have that, what they call in civil engineering, contours and all. They have that road leveling, mapping. You must have seen those things. So they are standing there. What AC do they carry? Once in Shri Radha Kunjaberi temple, one boy had come of 12, 13 age around. So he was there with the cap inside the temple hall also. And the cap was also very peculiar. So it was like this was there, but there was another arrangement there, which I was looking for the first time in life. I saw like that. So then I talked to that boy also before I think darshan opened for 7:30. I said, "What is this cap and what is this?" He said, "There is a fan there." I said, "What is that fan?" He said, "Because hot outside, so it becomes intolerable. So this fan, some I don't know, battery operated something was there." Now, how many of you have seen like that? Some of you know what I'm speaking. I saw only once in life, and first time only that time, first or maybe last time, whatever it is. So I was shocked. My God, itna kitna cool hona hai isko, and how much part of the body it will cool because it is here, and I think it is on some angle, like its face, cooling face like that, and it cannot reach to your knees and ankles, etc. But still, it was there. So this is too high a luxury. This is no question for any one of us, but not even other things. You can see the laborers outside, they're working hard in like Prabhupada on the Delhi streets. Did not carry the cap with the fan. He was distributing books, and it was so hot. He had heat stroke and collapsed on the ground. I'm not saying that we don't use facilities, but we have to be careful. We'll get into comfort zone very easily. How many of you see that you have gone in comfort zone already very easily because so many facilities are around? Yeah, you have so many facilities over here. I see. Even in NVCC, I find so many facilities. When we were staying in Kunjabari Temple 2000, I joined as a brahmachari. And even before that, always as a student, I stayed in brahmachari ashram only. I never stayed in, there are no facilities only there. And we boys, as we would stay with brahmachari only. I would sleep in Radheshambru's room. Radheshambru, then one boy, Premnidhi Prabhu, my counselor. And then I would sleep here. And then that side, Krishna Kashyap Prabhu, another senior devotee. They were students, I was student. Radheshambru is the brahmachari. And we are sleeping in his room only right from 96, 97. So from day one, staying in brahmachari ashram only, like that. So no facility, hardly any facilities there. No, in the rains, when it would rain, we did not have to go out of the ashram to know how much it is raining because inside the ashram only it would rain. And we brahmachari would say, अरे बोल प्रभु इधर एक बकेट लाओ जल्दी से ये इधर भी गिर रहा है फिर अरे प्रभु इधर भी लाओ एक इधर भी गिर रहा है पानी तो सब जगह पे बकेट लगे बोले प्रभु अभी बकेट्स हो गए खत्म अरे ठीक है वो पार्ट थोड़ा दूर का है उधर गिरने दो पानी नो प्रॉब्लम so much of lack of facilities. Raishampur, the president is sleeping in the room. The middle thing, wooden thing, it had been eaten up by termites. So it was hollow from inside without anyone of our knowledge. So it fell down on his chest in the midnight. Thud, and he got up. Fortunately, it was eaten up by termites. So inside more or less hollow. That's how it fell down. So it was not like normal wood falling. If it was normal wood falling, it would have caused quite some disturbance or damage to the body. So he got up, then he understood, oh, we need to repair. This is sample. Many other wooden things might have been eaten up by termites. So when there are facilities, we tend to use facilities in sense gratification way. For service, it's fine. Like I was very reluctant to travel by planes when first time it was discussion. I said, you're senior, you also have some health issues. You can travel. I said, no, I will not be able to distribute books in the planes. In the trains, I have so much freedom. I use full freedom and distribute books. But in the plane, it will be very restricted. So I denied that offer. But then somehow afterwards, I had to accept. So then I accept, but then distribute on small scale books. So we accept that, but it should not get into comfort zone. That one has to be always alert, else it will be a problem. So don't suppress also, but be careful. Yes, any other?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for class.
Hare
Prabhuji, I
Krishna.
have one question that we apply the Trinad Sunicena for ourselves, but when we see some devotee having problem in dealing with the devotees, and his attitude is not good, and he's facing problem with so many devotees, so should we correct or give suggestion to him or
It
tolerate?
depends on what is our position in the relationship with him. If you are able to correct, we may correct. Otherwise, in a friendly way, we can approach and give a friendly advice. If we are junior, then we may tell some senior, his equal or his senior, who could correct him or do the needful.
Prabhuji,
But it should be only that other devotees are getting disturbed by him, not you. As long as he's disturbing you, you should tolerate. But because other devotees are getting disturbed, their bhakti is getting wavered, whatever, then we should do the needful. You understand? Personal insults have to be tolerated only. That you have to develop your spiritual muscles by tolerating.
Prabhuji, many times when we hear that we should approach the senior, so many times we not do this part because sometimes some may say that you are finding fault in the devotees, so we may let go this situation. So what?
But if it is disturbing other devotees, it is your service to other devotees. Jiv Daya, Vaishnav Seva, and Name Ruchi. These are the three principles. So any opportunity for serving, we want to do that. By neglecting it, one side Vaishnava Aparad is also happening in one sense. Other devotees are in trouble, you are seeing and you are doing nothing about it. And when you present to your seniors, why do you present in a fault finding manner? You can say, Prabhu, I'm not sure, but I feel and I see that some devotees are getting disturbed because of dash, dash, dash. A senior will be, we can even avoid mentioning the name of that person who is causing disturbance. You understand? You tell, Prabhu, that devotee, once that devotee was taking prasad and then somebody said to him that you cannot get next chapati. Like, though there were so many chapatis there, You understand? So you are avoiding the name of who was that. So then what senior will do? He will go to that devotee. Let's say Aman Prabhu. Aman Prabhu, I heard that day somebody did not give you chapati. Who was that? So he'll tell such and such Prabhu. And then he will go to another case you told. And who was that? The same devotee's name. You understand? So you are not telling the name, but he will find out. And then he'll understand. Then it is not fault finding, so much. We're just telling the cases. How devotees are feeling disturbances in their lives. The cause of all those disturbances, one devotee only, but you are avoiding that name. So that way it will not appear fault finding. Yes.
An extension of this only, for example, you said that one should tolerate like if some discomfort happened to him,
To
but
oneself.
on oneself. But for example, we thought that it may be possible that next day or next time he will do with some other else. So we thought better we should correct him. Like for example, we feeling discomfort for some from
Somebody
some,
mistreated you.
yeah.
So he may mistreat others also.
Yeah, so
But
we
that is possibility. Not yet happened. Our conditioned mind will always say like that. He may mistreat. Already he has mistreated you and you have recognized it. That is first a flaw. Yeah. We should be so deep in Krishna consciousness, we don't realize only. Like so many waves come because of the wind on the surface of the ocean only. Deep below, what are the waves? No waves. So like that, we should go deep in Bhakti, Rasamrit Sindhu. Why to think? But because so desperate, then there are so many possibilities. It will become mental concoction only. Oh, he mistreated me. He may mistreat him also. Like that, he may perhaps this that like that. Let's see, no. We have to tolerate. Otherwise, you lose the opportunity of tolerating that insult done to you. And maybe such opportunities come very rarely. It depends on the training in the Vaishnava community. Not much training, the such opportunities will come quite often to test your muscles of tolerance. Yes. On mental platform, this thing comes, maybe he will trouble others also. Maybe. Not maybe.
Because like most of the times we are proud only. Like
Really? You are very great soul. I pay my obeisance at your lotus feet because I'm all the time proud. You are only most of the time proud. You are my senior in humility.
no, my next question will clarify.
That's okay.
Like most of the times we are proud only, but we hear in classes and lectures that humility is a very good quality and humility is very
Proud is very. Achha, humility is very good quality. Huh?
and it's very great to have humility. Many great Vaishnavas
Yeah.
have. So sometimes when we feel humble, the immediately that thing comes, Arey, I'm humble, see I'm great. Again that pride comes through. Ji.
Hmm. That means you have to know it is coming from my ignorance. I'm not in knowledge. And see, you go outside in the hostel and all that, and you behave like a very humble senior. So, oh, you are so humble. Yeah, that's why I'm facilitator. Like that. So, your humility came, but the origin is ignorance. You know. But in your Vaishnava association here, devotees will directly say, Prabhu, why are you so proud, Prabhu? Be little humble. So, that is coming from proper things. So, that cannot make you proud. The statement is such like that. So Maya is covering you. See, Maya has to keep you in deep illusion. So she will make you think that way only, that you are very humble, you are a great soul, nobody like you, this and that. But then that illusion will be removed by hearing this knowledge. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. But again, when we are not hearing, again she will cover us over. And only when you are hearing from pure devotees, spiritual master, Prabhupada and spiritual master, then your pride and all other unnecessary, unwanted things will go away. So many times we may hear audio lectures, video lectures, and the gain of all that could be information, maybe to some extent, some qualities. But by hearing from pure devotees, you will develop all the good qualities. All this, what we are talking, humility, tolerance, and all that. So hearing from pure devotees is must. As much as you hear from pure devotees, that much quickly you will develop all these qualities.
But when we hear from pure devotees, also that tendency is there, Navroji, to acquire knowledge. That gnani tendency is so much there.
But still, that will be removed.
That will eventually be removed.
Yeah, because he can impart knowledge because he has seen the truth and he is imparting. So by hearing only, it will go away. Hearing from him only. Yes.
Proji, you mentioned that even when drying up, the tree doesn't ask.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. I only repeated.
The tree doesn't ask for water,
Hmm.
and in that you gave a lot of examples.
Hmm.
So uh, again, if you can little bit more elaborate,
On,
because
on what?
on this principle, because uh, a devotee who gets position or who gets responsibility, for him it's very easy that he can desire for, or he thinks that okay, this is required or this is needed and this facility has to be taken. So
That is
then
very good. No, he has resources. Yesterday we discussed that, I think. No, he should use them all in Vaishnava Seva, not for himself. Yeah. For devotees, we should arrange. Just like we are going for yatra, and I'm the yatra coordinator. So I should arrange wonderful prasadam for them. But I'm traveling alone, so I don't have to worry so much. Okay, some simple chapati sabji. We should not be too much bothered about, oh, what about my prasadam? What if this, that? No. No opulent food in that journey, and not even too much. And maybe, okay, maybe I'll reach, no need of arranging. After reaching, maybe I'll take like that. Not bothered so much. But if you are going in a yatra, then better, maybe what if the train becomes late? Let me have some next meal also ready for devotees in the train in case the train reaches late. Like that, you understand? So making first class arrangement for other devotees. That's a proper servant leader at the top. But for oneself, one should not try anything. Like just like Prabhupada arranged so many nice facilities for devotees. You can see on the land of Mayapur, first building was lotus building, not the temple, so that devotees can stay. Then the Lord's arrangement. But for Prabhupada personally, you are staying in Prabhupada Kutir or any other place in the world. Simple structure with His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj, who was staying in the fields for building Bhuvaneshwar temple. So Prabhupada said, I will stay with Gaur Govind. But Prabhupada, there are no facilities here. He's staying in a hut and there's no electricity. You need to get up at 1 o'clock and translation. There's no electricity. Prabhupada said, no, nothing doing. I'll stay only with Gaur Govind. He's sacrificing so much, staying in the fields. I will stay with him. So then for Prabhupada, they arrange one wire to come from somewhere and one bulb at the end, open bulb. In old days, you must have seen that bulb like that. And Prabhupada would do translation in that. So such meager facilities, Prabhupada did not care. Similarly, His Holiness Radhananda Maharaj says that before Prabhupada's arrival in New Vrindavan, the only toilet in the whole of that place was for Prabhupada in the room. And that was also not working. So the leader told, get it fixed like that. So Maharaj worked whole night. He did not know. He was not a plumber. He was not that fixer and all that. But somehow he tried this, that. It was not working only. And Prabhupada was going to arrive to stay there. So then somehow last thing after many hours, then when he pressed the flush, it worked. And then he was really okay. Now Prabhupada can use. And exactly after some time when Prabhupada came and morning, Prabhupada took lota and he was going in the woods to respond to nature's call. This is Prabhupada. Your toilet is ready. It is the flush also works. You may use that. Prabhupada said, we are in natural setting. Why should we go to toilet? We should go naturally respond to nature's call. So Prabhupada went with lota only. Did not use that toilet. So for himself, he did not bother about facilities. But for devotees, so many nice facilities. So many times you can ask seniors, they will tell, Prabhupada disciples. Prabhupada would ask, so what was there for devotees in the prasadam? Was there enough? And then he would tell also leaders, please arrange nice prasadam for devotees. So for others, the managers have great resources with them to serve them because money is there with managers, facilities are there, manpower is there, so many things. So they should use it all fully in the service of other Vaishnavas. But for oneself, one should remain simple. Hmm.
uh, the the false ego that you were mentioning, that because of the association with the material world, uh, the false ego like the false
Puffs
ego
off. Puffs off.
puffs up. And like this is my personal observation also, that the exposure currently, like whoever is using smartphone or internet, the exposure is too much with the material world. And because of that, what happens is, our image, or our own uh, identity, that okay, I am such and such, I am so and so, like it becomes very very strong. And at that time, when the false ego is punctured, or uh, so that creates a lot of pain. So at that time, sometimes uh, there's a thought that अरे इतना purification, इतना ज़्यादा purification हो
Okay,
रहा
it
है.
is part of the training. First of all, mobile is not bad for calling, SMS, some to some extent. But like if the devotees are on Facebook, the way you said that they are, my image and all that. So image and all is where Facebook only, na. In normal calls, what is the image? Who will call you? The devotee who knows you, and he knows you all about your image, isn't it? So only on Facebook and all we want to show off our image, etc. So Facebook and all devotees should be trained right in the second year, third semester only when they come in, that we should not be on Facebook, etc. They should be nicely trained in that. Otherwise, mobile is not a problem. For that matter, even smartphone, devotees should be time and again reminded, cautioned about the dangers of smartphone. So many apps, you may while away your time, you may sometimes get carried away also. That parental control can be there in order to avoid bad sides. So that way, at least very dangerous things, sensuous things are not coming in our consciousness. And other things also be careful of. That way they can be guided. So then it's not a problem. Basic usage of mobile. We are cautioning them also. When parental control is there, no Facebook. You understand? Many things are taken care, and then mobile is being used mainly for calling, SMS, for few maybe that WhatsApp, etc. So that is okay. So you can go off the what do you call it, internet. You can switch off the internet, no? And open after 2 3 days. I do that with my WhatsApp. After 2 3 days, I open WhatsApp, and no message comes anyway because nobody knows I have WhatsApp. Because recently I went to Nepal, so there it was required like that. Out of India, mobile was not working. We can be smart there also, or WhatsApp can be removed also, isn't it? Many have others around us have WhatsApp. So if something is required, we through them we could pass it on or receive also. Not so much required.
Main question was Proje about that false ego part. That
What does false ego think? I have smartphone.
नहीं नहीं Proje, false ego जब पंचर होता है,
हाँ अच्छा.
तो मतलब दर्द इतना ज्यादा होता है कि कभी
तो
कभी लगता
मलम
है कि
लगाओ ना थोड़ा सा. उसके महाप्रसाद दे दो उसके मुंह में. प्रभु जी प्रेम भी करते हैं पंक्चरिंग के बाद. The training should be such that false ego is on reduction with the days, months, years passing by. If that kind of training you are not giving, then it's very dangerous. Just like we discussed, I think the other day, Lalet Panchavarshani, Dashavarshani Tadet, first 5 years, lot of love. Next 10 years, discipline. So the discipline has to be given to all the devotees. If you spare the rod, you'll spoil the devotee. So you have to train them. His Holiness Bhakti Rasamul Maharaj came, I don't know how many, 2 3 years back. So brahmachari class, it was jam packed, so many brahmacharis, 100 plus. So first question after kirtan. So how many of you are on Facebook? Raise your hand. No hand raise. Maharaj thought maybe he did not, they did not hear, understand. So how many of you are on Facebook? Raise your hand. No hands up. Maharaj said, really? What is the secret? Nobody on Facebook. Radhe Shyam Prabhu. He said, Hari Bol. Radhe Shyam Prabhu is a great leader, ideal leader. Otherwise, so many places in India I visit and I find so many brahmacharis are on Facebook. That is not required. Good that none of you are on Facebook. He was so happy, so happy. Not even one devotee on Facebook on Brahmachari. So, so training is like that. Even now, that WhatsApp and all that, one senior brahmachari is my friend. So he came and he said, "You have WhatsApp?" This was before Nepal, and I said, "No, I don't have." He said, "Really? Then how do you operate?" I said, "I don't use only, but sometimes if it's required, many times boys are around or somebody in brahmachari, not ashram, but boys are there in yoga in temple also. So we can tell them through them I operate. It is very rarely anyway." So then he said, say I am preaching to congregation, and they are all on WhatsApp only. They hardly use SMS. They don't know also many times. So they have a lot of interaction with that. So I also felt the need. So I went to Radhesham Bru, because all the rights are with Radhesham Bru only. WhatsApp, that facility. So he only gives permission or he may deny the permission. So he went and said, Prabhu, it is like that. I am preaching to congregation. Radhesham Bru knows everything what he's preaching. So like that. So I feel the need for what Radhesham, that is very dangerous, not good for you, like that. And then he tried to convince Raishamuru. Raishamuru could not be convinced only, and said, "No, Prabhu, it will lead to fall down." And Raishamuru, when he speaks language, my God, it will lead to fall down and what not he will say. Women will contact you. तो पूरा उसको घबरा देंगे राधेश्याम घबरा जाएगा वो बाप रे. And at the end he'll say, no, it's not required. Like that. And he, poor fellow, he came back and he was बोलिबो दुखेर कथा बोलिबो दुखेर WhatsApp katha to me. He was telling me, and I was consoling. I said, bro, no need actually. And because I also was not using, so poor fellow, अरे वो राधे श्याम और ये सुंदर श्याम वो परमिशन नहीं देते और ये भी सपोर्ट नहीं करते, इसलिए मेरे जीवन की हो गई शाम दो सुंदर श्याम राधे श्याम के द्वारा. Yes. So we should train. You should not hesitate to train. Prabhupada says in Anudvegakaram Vakyam that Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat. Speak the truth, but just speak the truth in a palatable way. And Prabhupada said this is not for a teacher. Teacher doesn't speak palatable truth and all that. Where it is required, direct operation. Open heart surgery without anesthesia. The anartha is dead and patient is revived, enlivened, like that. Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you told that responsible devotee is a criteria of his level of that devotee. But
Responsibility.
response.
Response.
How, we are responsible
How
to
does he respond?
provoking situations.
Hmm.
So many provoking situation comes when we interact with materialistic people, like when we go to colleges. So how we should respond to them?
That also with humility inside and externally, what is required in a sense, we conduct ourselves with dignity. That is one of the etiquettes. We conduct ourselves with dignity because we are representing whole parampara, we are representing Prabhupada. So we have to be careful also. What you speak, what you do, etc. But if somebody is exploiting you, you'll have to do the needful.
Sometimes they say bad things about temple and the things like mythology and something like they say about it is mythology, and they say bad words about temple.
If they say this is whole mythology, then you prove, na? How, see, Kurukshetra, Bhagavad Gita opens up with Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre. Is there no station in North India near Delhi? Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is still there. And all the places are there. So how it is myth? And like that, whatever he says, you should be able to philosophically answer. And when it comes to practical day-to-day life and they say so many other accusations, then you prove to them. Like many people told me when they asked me in the trains and all, so we heard that ISKCON money goes to foreign countries, America. Then immediately I said, America is poverty-stricken condition or what? Poverty-stricken country. And India is a very rich country or what? They have lakhs of rupees. In fact, I am preaching all over India and many devotees in America, they are saying, Prabhu, you come, we'll arrange all flight ticket, facilities, everything for you. Money is not a problem. You come, we'll arrange everything. We need preachers. So they are having so much money, I tell them. And then I also tell TOEP, this temple for the 250 crore rupees by one man only, Alfred Ford, proper disciple Ambrish Prabhu. He has transferred money from America to India for this Mayapur ISKCON temple. One man giving 250 crore rupees from America to India. So that makes them speechless. Oh God, Ithana. And I said, this is one. Like that, thousands of devotees from all over the world are giving for TOEP. So much money is coming in India because India doesn't have money. India is poor country. And America and other countries are very rich. So they are providing. What can India give to America? Indian ISKCON temples giving to American ISKCON temple. They don't have enough. They don't have, they have enough money. No need. So like that, whatever a person says, what do you call, pointing, pinpointing or fingering on ISKCON or devotees, we should be able to answer with proper answers. We should not get angry. We have to silence him. Remove the misunderstanding. Just like doctor doesn't become angry on your boil and he doesn't cut open your boil like that, isn't it? He said, no, 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 don't worry, just see that, cut, and he cuts like that. Oh, no, 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 don't worry, this is the ointment, like that, isn't it? He doesn't become angry. He speaks very sweetly, but he does operation only. Unwanted things out, and person gets cured while hearing nice words, though it is painful only physically. Yes. Any other?
Whenever some like humility, tolerance, you speak about that. Whenever some good quality comes, so generally, like we tends to find this quality within ourselves. I express this humility at there. And whenever some mistake come or some bad quality, we have tendency to find it in others. That
Yeah,
devotee did.
so one who is really humble, he does not know that he's humble. And because you detect you are humble, know that you are not humble. Pure devotee does not know that he's humble. The whole world knows that he's humble, but he doesn't know. And because we all know that how humble we are, we have to know we are not pure devotees and we are not humble. Isn't it?
Well, how to give up this tendency?
How to give up?
This
By
tendency.
associating with sadhu. He will make you really humble. And then after his chastisement and all that, then you will not think, I think I'm humble. So he will do the needful. All the bad qualities in us will go away by associating with devotees. Jaharani kate gele papa dure jai ye mana dayala prabhu ke ba kotha japai. So just by going closer to devotees, our sinful tendencies, offensive, wrong things, everything goes away like that. How many of you see not being with devotees alone, you get some sinful tendencies and you tend to commit some sin? Yeah. And how many of you tend to commit sin or something bad in the association of devotees? At least for prestige and image sake you won't. नहीं सबको पता है मैं कितना हाई क्लास डिवोटी हूँ तो इनके सामने तो नहीं कर सकता. Isn't it? So that's a great fortune. Any other? You are still tolerating. I did not teach you tolerance only theoretically, but also practically. By waiting for 2 to 3 minutes for next question, even if everybody is scared, my God, hope nobody asks any question. Oh, this Prabhu raised hand, Krishna. Pakka innocent devotee hai. And seems to be more tolerant than me. कृष्णा अभी क्या करे उठ के जा भी तो नहीं सकता मेरा इमेज डाउन हो जाएगा सब डिवोटीज के आईज में और ये सुंदर श्याम दास के आईज में ठीक है आई विल टॉलरेट फॉर सम मोर टाइम so I think practically also you learned not just theoretically the lessons on tolerance so we'll end here श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे.